Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thomas Drives, and today we have a beautiful Ferrari Roma. Now the Ferrari Roma is a very unique offering from Ferrari. In fact, it's a whole new range. In fact, it's not a Portofino with a roof on top. It's a brand new category itself. Now Ferrari Roma is designed, as Ferrari claims, to attract new buyers. In fact, they believe that it will be attracting 70% of new buyers to their market pool. And for that to happen, they have to change the DNA of Ferrari. See, Ferraris are known to be a bit more shouty, a bit more racing and spirited, but this one is a little bit more, as you can see, stealthy, which is quite un-Ferrari. So I'm here to find out, did Ferrari actually mess it all up, or did they actually know what they're doing? So in this episode, we're going to do a quick test drive review on public roads. We're going to do a quick walk around and the exterior and the interior to find out more about this car over here. So let's start the review with the exterior of the car, which I think is a great looking piece. Now, I love what they have done. They make it really stealthy and make it really understated. And you can see right now, just by its design language, there aren't a lot of sharp, like big grills and holes flying around the side. It's just a very clean, smooth design from the front to the end. In fact, if you see, the front has a little sharpness on the nose, and then at the back, it matches with that as well. I really like this design. Now, let's take a look at some things that are really awesome about this car. Let's start with the rear of the car. Now, gone with the traditional big round lights, the two round lights from Ferrari, they replace it with sharper, oval-ish. Now, again, some people might argue and say, oh, that's not Ferrari, but I think they somewhat capture the spirit of Ferrari in a more modern style. I really like it, and it looks very understated as, the whole design language of the car. Now, back to the rear, you can see that they have the diffuser down here. So a lot of the downforce actually comes from the underneath of the car, and this is worked in such a way to reduce drag, but also to increase the aerodynamics of the performance of this car over here. Now, how they do that as well, they have this spoiler, which is what I love about it. Again, it preserves that smoothness of the car, and this spoiler. Now, it's something that I have a little bit of a complaint because I'm a bit of a OCD complex with my cars, is that this spoiler only goes up and down as the car commands, as what you set in the settings. So you can't actively turn up and turn down. Now, the problem is for people like me is that I like to clean my car. So I cannot clean my car on the inside when it's resting, But that's for me, because people who buy Ferraris, they don't clean their cars. They ask, maybe they are rich enough to get people to clean their cars for them. But aside that joke, let's come and look at the side over here. Now, this is something I really love about the car's design. In order to keep the sleekness, the understatedness and the cleanliness of the design, the door handles are designed in such a way that it's not sticking out, it's not protruding out. In fact, it offers a shape that's kind of like the car as well. So you slide it in, and that's how you open it, like that. Beautiful, I love it. As you can see, when you open up, this one is fitted. It's a beautiful red leather interior. I just love it. Okay, let's come back to the exterior of the car. Now, this is another part that I really love. You have an option to delete the badge, the Scuderia badge. And this is something that is signature for all Ferraris. But again, if you think about the design language of the Roma, you want something that's understated, you want something that's sleek and stealthy. And with the big badge over there, you can't get away with it, right? But you can right now with deleting the badge. I love it. I love it. The only thing I don't quite like is this little thing over here. Now, as I understand, this is the camera and it's part of the safety system of the car. But from far, it looks almost like a key, like you're locking the car so people can't steal your engine. I don't know. But for me, that's the only qualm with this design. I wish Ferrari has made it a little bit more stealthy, but otherwise it's still acceptable for me. That's what I think. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this little guy over here. Right? Now, the front for me, again, it's something pretty new, but I like it. And look at the hood, how it designs itself to have a little hump on top and the two down here. It's like to hint to you, it gives you a bit more aggressiveness without actually being too much, Now, the front over here is really low, and this is a complete new design for its grille again. It's rather small to think that this can actually provide all the suction, all the air fit into the thirsty 3.9 litre V8 engine, but it does. It's designed in the way that it pulls and sucks the air inside there. So yeah, overall I love the design. It's stealthy, it's beautiful, it still reminds you that it's a sports car and it's a mini Gran Turismo look. That if there's any Ferrari that I imagine in my garage, it's not the classic Ferraris. In fact, it's this one over here. I think it's so beautiful, it's stealthy, it's amazing. Right? I just love it. I love the way it looks. So that's what I think. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the new design for the Ferrari Roma. Is it too un-Ferrari? Is it too not your taste? Let me know in the comments below what do you think. I still think it looks a bit like a shark, especially in this color. Baby shark, toot 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 toot, baby shark. Let's talk about what's new about this car and what have they kept as from the past to the future. Because I like the fact that some manufacturers keep their heritage. There's not a lot, but the thing is there's not a lot in this car that actually keeps that heritage. Let's focus on what they've kept. Let's start with the pedal shifters. I love these pedal shifters. They're actually real aluminium, not those flimsy, plasticky things. And what I really like about it is that it's attached to the steering column, not the steering itself. So I really love this one. I love that they preserved that. Now, the other thing they sort of preserve is the instrument cluster. You can see over here you have this big dial right over there, which is somewhat analog, but not. But okay, I can accept that. Now, the other thing I really like is that they brought this into the new is this the gated shifter. You can shift to automatic, to manual over here, and I love how the light goes like shoo, shoo, like a, and then it's a reverse over here, and then L over there, lower gears, right? So over here you get to choose from wet mode when the conditions are wet, so it helps you drive a bit with more peace when the road is wet. And then you have the normal, which is the comfort mode. You have sport mode that allows you a little bit more slip, and then race mode, which is the most aggressive, that allows you to drive the traction control in the most aggressive setting. And of course you have all the way, if you turn it all the way here, you have ESC off. This is when you're on your own, which I probably won't go there at all. Now the other thing that you have here is that there's this button here you can press in. So this is what we call the bumpy road mode, right? So you get the option to choose the adaptive damper on this. It's called the Magnatech or Magna something. You're going to edit this in over here. But basically what it does is that it's a liquid with magnetic, it's magnetic liquid, and using electricity to change the dampers as we're going around, handling all sorts of different situations. So I really like that about the Ferrari. But in terms of the design, again, it's not a lot of things are old. In fact, there's a lot of new in here. Just like this big infotainment system over here, and you can quickly change this by operating the right side of the steering column. You can press View Max. It gives you this whole view of the map. Or if not, you can just choose this standard setting with the speed and the speedo and the rev counter, and you get to choose different kind of things like G-force, your average maximum speed, your travel distance. You can change your audio, your media, your map. You can choose different settings from that. So it's all really great, but the only complaint I have is that it looks nice, but it's a little bit laggy. I wish they have done it a little bit better than that. But otherwise, it looks good as a look itself. When it's static, it looks really great. Now, the other thing they have new over here is the infotainment system, which I think that it's, again, very stylish, it's beautiful. But the only problem I have, which, look, don't get me wrong, I like all this digitalization, but I don't like the fact that you have to press the button and press another button to adjust. And that takes away a lot of the eyes on the road, and it's not so convenient. Whereas a traditional knob, you can just turn and adjust the aircon, right? So that's done over there. Now I'll talk about some of the minor things which I really like about the interior. Now over here you have this little, I'm not sure you have it. Yeah, you have little things over here. So you can put your wallet over here, or put your phone over here. And here's the other thing that I really like as well, the keys. Now this is the key. You can choose the design and customize as much as you like. And the back is like this. It looks so sleek, and it fits. You see, it fits right over here. See, the problem with certain keys is that you don't know where to keep your keys, so it slides around and fly around there and so on and so forth. This one allows you to keep here, and then it now looks part of the furniture. All right, which I love a lot. Now over here you have a sort of cup holder-ish, not really big. You have one cup holder, which means that it's not convenient for your passenger. Decent size decent size box over here. And then let's talk about the interior a little bit. Let's go and check it out. But before I go into it now, just like how the front driver has his own cocoon area, the passenger has his own as well, and his own system here as well. You can choose the audio You know, you can look at the navigation settings and you have your own little display over there, which I like as well. Pretty darn cool over there. Now, the other thing that is pretty cool, like and don't like, is the button to unlock the door, to open the door. So gone are the handles and you have this little button over here. Not really, again, like, there is this thing about modernization, but it makes you have to, it forces you to relearn the car, which kind of is a challenge. But overall, I do love the interior. Leather's fantastic, quality is amazing, design, minimalist and beautiful. I love it. So this Ferrari is a 2+2, so meaning to say you have 2 seats behind. So let's check out how practical are the seats behind there. So in front now is my driving position. So let's see how I fit. It's quite easy. You can just lift this up. It's automatic, you know, mechanism that does that. And let me try to fit this. I hope I don't tear my pants. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, and then hi. Okay, this test is to confirm that this is probably only usable for maybe if you have those things like called kids, you can have them behind you, maybe if they're to age of 2-3 years old. But it's really cramped and you can see that I'm not going to enjoy this in a long journey. Let me try to get out. Oh shit, I'm getting a cramp. On the plus side, I heard the Roma is a really comfortable car to drive, but is it comfortable enough to be a daily sports car? Or is it too comfortable that it compromises its sportiness? So I'm going to find out more in this test drive. Oh, okay, so we're going to take this car on a quick test drive. I'm joined here with Farhan, and Farhan's here to ensure that we know what we're doing with this car. Alright, so I think it's pretty straightforward. We start the car with this little button over here, start already, and then we are going to just depress the brake. On the shifter up, we can choose to go. Handbrakes will release itself, yeah?
Yep, correct.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let's see how it's like to drive this car over here. Again, this car is designed for day-to-day use. You know, it's supposed to be more comfortable. It's a comfortable GT car. So let's see how it pans out over here. Okay, first impressions, steering wheel is a little bit lighter, say compared to the likes of the SF90 Stradale. It's a bit, yeah, again, it's tuned to be more dailyable, right? It's more dailyable. Today we're on a Thursday afternoon. Let's see how it's like to drive this on a normal day. You know, if you're going to get your coffee, get your groceries, go do a meeting or something like that, how's it like to drive it? Okay, love the sitting position, nice and low. How's the dampers like? It's actually surprisingly very, softer than I expected. I expected it to be a little bit more rough, but it's not that rough. It's actually very comfortable. So we're in this Ferrari Roma right now. We're taking it for a drive, and the powertrain is powered with a V8 3.9 liter. It's an award-winning engine, and it should be. It's a fantastic engine. But but you can't just say it's the same engine for all the Rangers, because they tune it very slightly different over here. So in this car, as I'm driving here, I feel that it's less torquey. It feels more smooth, and also tuning with the gearbox. The gear changes are subtle with the dual clutch gearbox, so it feels easy to cruise around with this car, as it should, because this is a car that you want to drive day to day in the city like this, in the busy Thursday afternoon. So I do really like it, you know, that you do have the power, but the tuning is done in such a way that it can be comfortable as well. Unlike the older Ferraris, you know, like the F430 or the 360, it can be only weekend cars, you know. This is really nice. Now, the question that most of us will be asking is then, you know, is this too comfortable? Is it no longer sporty? Well, I got a suspicion that it still has its sportiness with this car over here, and we're going to find out a little bit more. But we're going to enjoy a bit of the damping as well. So in comfort mode, through the bumps over here, usable. It's more comfortable than I predicted it would be. In fact, it is more comfortable than the Spider I own. So it's actually very well sorted. So I do like this damping feeling. But it doesn't damp in a way that it removes you from feeling the road, which I highly appreciate about this car. Very well balanced over there. Now the road noise is surprisingly very little. There's still road noise, and considering the size of the rubbers, the road noise actually is very little, and I do like it. I do like that a lot. This other thing that happens a lot is that you get to get used to the car, to not press the touch sensitive buttons over here as you're driving. Okay, so now we're going on a normal road over here. is great. So then you can have the sportiness on the rough roads as well. So that's very much appreciated. Okay, but so far so good. No fuss, easy to drive. I do actually really like it. It's a nice daily Ferrari. I'm really impressed. Okay. Now, getting to another piece of road. Now, of course, as every Ferrari, everybody wants to know how it sings, right? So we're gonna see if we can find an empty stretch of road. I'm not gonna press it all the way because we're still in public roads. We need to be responsible in these whole settings. Now, before we start going to there, we're still in traffic. And what I really do like about this is that they have this the alert sensors for blind spots. I really appreciate it because you're driving this car and the last thing you want to do is to scuff or hit the car. And the car can be quite long, and for people who just jump in the car, it can be disorienting about the size. And this really helps them feel more comfortable with this car. So again, all this tech has made it more comfortable and easy to drive this car over here. A little stretch of road. Let's see how this car goes for you, right? Okay, there you go. Okay, don't shift now. Alright, we're going, yes. Oh, it grips really well. Okay, now we have this stretch of road. Let's see how the engine sings as we are pulling on. You know, they did a good job. Despite having the particulate filter and emissions coming in, we have to put the particulate filter to reduce the emissions. I think they do a really good job. It sounds really well. Yeah, it's loud, but it doesn't like destroy every other. Like, it doesn't deafen you. That's what I like about this noise over here. All right. So this is something that's different than the Portofino, which is the exhaust sound. Right. This in here allows you to have more of the Ferrari noise, the more drama from it, from the exhaust note than the Portofino, other than the gearbox itself. Right, so let's see if we can go one big round, U-turn, and come back over here. So we find an empty stretch of road. Let's see if I can put it onto race. Now in race, if I'm not mistaken, it also allows you to slip a little bit right now. Okay, which I'm not going to do, but I just want to see how the engine behaves differently with the race mode on only. Okay, so right now I'm just cruising. I can feel the steering stiffening up a little bit more. Still soft, on the softer side compared to the SF90 Stradale and stuff, but it's still a bit on the softer mode, as it should. Again, it's a GTA Sports, right? It's Gran Tourer Sports, a bit more comfortable. But again, it doesn't make you feel that it's not sporty at all. Everything about this, it tells you it is sporty, as it should. So even in the race mode, surprisingly, it feels comfortable in our city roads, which is really cool. So this engine has 720 Nm of torque, and see how it feels like when it pulls off. Right? Let's wait for this car to stop, and let's see how it goes. Alright. Whoa! The camera is like, now the tuning of the gearbox changes a little bit more. Now it's fast. It shifts the moment you think you want to shift. Before you complete the click, it goes. It's so intuitive. I love the gearbox, and this is what makes me feel that this is the Ferrari that I really want to have, because it has that duality of comfort and sportiness in this car over here. Oh, I love it. Let's see again. Nice. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful. Oh, so we're rolling up right now. Oh, look at that beautiful F4. I think it's a 430. Yeah, beautiful. It's a good sign. So yeah, I really love how the tuning is done, because in comfort mode, the gear shifts are subtle. You don't even know you're shifting gears. In race mode, it lets you know you're shifting without the jerkiness, which I think is really nice. I think they want to see. They want to get some camera shots. Now the rest of the clip is unusable as the camera kept flinging around from the top of the car, but that should also explain to you how the race mode really changes the Roma's behavior. Now in summary, I think the ride of the Roma is the most comfortable among its siblings, and I was pretty relieved that it didn't severely compromise the sportiness of the car as well. And I think this is attributed to the fantastic tuning of the drive modes with the engine, the suspension, etc. Well done, Ferrari. So, what do I think about the Ferrari Roma? Now, this is maybe an unpopular opinion, but I really like it. In fact, I think this is the only Ferrari that I imagine owning. Now, I know a lot of purists are going to disagree and come in the pitchforks and say, Thomas, how can you say that? But to each their own, right? See, while I love sports cars and I admire supercars, the cars that I like to own are the ones that offer a good duality. Sporty without being too rough, and comfort without compromising the fun element of the car. Now, I think it takes a lot more effort for manufacturers to come up with this delicate balance versus just going all out in one area. And the Roma did surprise me in this aspect. Now, the final question is this. Is the Ferrari Roma good enough for a car enthusiast, a spirited driver at heart? Well, for me, yes. Now, it's a car that I can imagine doing long road trips on the highway in comfort, but then when I find a bit of twisty road, I can have a lot of fun carving up the roads. And the best part is I can take that car, come back to the city, get about my daily stuff. I can go get my coffee, my groceries, go to a meeting. I can use it every single day. And on a very personal note and preference, I love the understated and stealthy design. And I think that's what the Roma offers very, very well. But that's just me, right? Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Ferrari Roma, and would you like it as a car in your garage? Now that's it for the episode of Thomas Drives, and if you like this episode, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Now with that, thank you for watching and peace out or ciao!